Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Wayne.
Thanks for coming.
Hi.
Thanks for coming to my bee yard, my apiary. This is the first time I've had this many people in this yard, so bear with me if I'm a little nervous. But this is my hives. I can tell you I started about not last September, but the September before, with 2 hives. I bought them completely, packed with bees. It was in September, so they haven't really started dropping their numbers. So I had 2 double deeps, just like this, and then 2 supers, just like this. Since then, it's obviously grown from there. I ended up buying one nuke last year, but pretty much everything else is from doing splits. I've caught a couple swarms. That's the cool thing about beekeeping, I think, is there's just so many things to do with it. And the seasons basically dictate completely different activities that a beekeeper does and the bees do. So, is there anything specific, Bart, that you wanted to talk about?
No.
Okay.
So
mites. Yeah, when I got my hives, one of them, it was the pink hive, but again, so when you think you're gonna have, okay, here's my blue hive, it's gonna be all mixed up within 6 months. So it's better to put like numbers or something, which I haven't done yet. But if you want to try to identify what hive is what, where it came from, you basically, I put notes on the top of this, but pretty much I wouldn't go by color. I don't know if that makes sense. But for mites, what I did, again, I started with the 2 hives. One of them, I think we did a count the first time, was basically,
12 or 14.
yeah, on about 300 bees, which is way too much. You want like less than 2%, 1% is okay. If you see no mites, that's great. But I treated right away with Apivar, which is thymal oil, which basically, what is the plant?
yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be a pump with.
Either way, it's oh no, I'm sorry, not Apivar, but Apigard. It's thymal oil, which is natural. It's not a chemical. It's natural in the environment.
Which is the bad one, or the one that's not natural?
Thyme. Okay. I don't know. I know that I stuck with that, and then oxalic acid is kind of a miracle, honestly. You can do it with the supers on. Recently, and there's oxalic acid. So that's the vaporizer, and what that does, you got to kind of understand what's happening in the hive when you do that. It's coating everything in there with this oxalic acid. It gets vaporized, and then it goes and settles. It settles on the bees, on the frames, on everything. But if you have cap brood in there, if there's mites underneath that cap brood, it doesn't touch it. So with oxalic acid, you either need to do it, best time is doing a brood break, like when there's no brood in there. You can have eggs, you can have larvae, but if there's no cap brood in there for whatever reason, if you just did a split, that's a perfect time. Otherwise, you have to do it like every 3 days. You can read online, every 3 days for 4 weeks, or every 4 days for 3 weeks, because you want to get it through that entire brood cycle. Okay. Apigard, which is what I talked about earlier, you leave in there, I'm trying to think, I think it's a couple weeks, and then you reapply it. So it's in there for about a month, if I remember correctly. And you shouldn't really do that with honey supers on. It can taint your honey.
But it's the same thing like with gardening, Dwayne. Some people go chemical, some go organic, some do nothing, but with beekeeping, there's some good methods, and then the bees get resistant to one and the other, and there's still business out there, big pharma, etc. It's pushing on it, but it's an important part, down the line, but nothing to worry about right now. I don't know. You can do it without,
Yeah, people do, just with nothing.
Experimented with like a method last year. early fall, and I mean, my bee survives. I have a really low grow account, but it's a controversial thing.
Yeah.
What, treatment free? Or, yeah.
But the main thing that I would say
The
with
Apogard is what I use in Florida.
Yeah.
I do that.
the main thing with, in my humble opinion, with beekeeping is, and I've been a bad beekeeper last year. You know, it's the procrastination part, or like, hey, you see, like you got time in the weekend to work it, but then that Saturday when you got time, it rains. Boom, 2 weeks go by. You know, it's like it's all about stay with the time thing. It's all about timing. You know, try to find like a day that you are available and be flexible, especially the nectar flow time. You know, so stay on top of your bees or find the methods.
Yeah, so for today, so I'm gonna try to do an early harvest. I start with my my markets, the farmers markets, next weekend. So I need to have honey. I do have a little, you saw at the base of my driveway, I have a little stand, but I need more. So I put these on, let me see. When did I do these? Well, it's been at least like 3-4 weeks with these supers on. So they're probably not going to be capped. I'm okay with that because there's ways of drying it out so you don't end up with fermented honey. Big fan, dehumidifier. So that's kind of what I wanted to do today. We'll also take a look, I think, at this hive here. This one, I didn't think it was going to make it, and it still may not. But going into fall and winter, I had 9 hives. Ended up losing 2, and then this one here I thought I might lose 2. But I put eggs in there a couple times, and there is a queen in there now. I just don't know how good she is, if she was mated or not. I thought I saw eggs about a week ago, maybe like 4 days ago, but it was really overcast. I couldn't really see, so I'm not sure. So we'll check in there. We should be able to see the queen in there, that's another reason I want to get in there. It's pretty easy to see her. These other ones with doubles, she could be on any one of the 20 frames, technically. More than likely stuff in the middle, but yeah, we'll definitely get into that one. Yeah.
Do you treat the oil like pre-treat or when you see mites?
So what they tell you, you should do a mite wash. Because, I mean, you're going to hear all kinds of stuff. I've done a little bit of both. I've done the mite wash, and that's the first thing we did. That's why I did the thymol right away. Other people just say, listen, I treat anyways. If they got mites, I know they got mites. But the problem with that is if you're not checking before and after, how do you know that your method's working, right? So I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I don't really do that either sometimes. I mean, oxalic acid is just, oxalic acid because it's so, it doesn't really harm the bees. I mean, they may slow down for a day or 2, but they're gonna come right back up. Some of the other stuff, thymol, it shuts down the queen for, could be like a week or so. The whole time it's in there. So, yeah.
What do you mean? See, it shuts her down. She's not.
She'll stop laying. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Hey Dwayne, for the benefit of time for some people,
Yeah.
Before you open anything,
Yeah.
we just like in small groups, just to go check the bees from that side because that's
Yeah.
the most magical. So whoever wants to come, yeah. And I tried to see for the younger generation. I got one of those contraptions that plumbers use to go in toilets and
snake
check it.
kind of,
Yeah, the snake. Yeah. Well, how far like I discovered boiling water, going in with the snake. Well, guess what? After 1 second, there's 3 bees on the head, and all you see is bee all the time. But still, the best success I had was like in the top and go with your iPhone inside. And
Are those your splits, or did you just get 3?
Yeah, those are my splits. Yeah. So these 2, I put notes on it. These 2, I put queen cells in there.
Okay.
That one over there was just a frame of eggs, so hopefully they make one.
Very nice.
So I can tell you right now, that these bees are not very active. Mine wake up late. It's kind of like me. I'm like a stay up late and then wake up late, right? But what happens is the sun comes up right here. There's a lot of shade. So I think that's why they're late, waking up.
Yep.
Once the sun gets over there, starts heating these up, they're going to come out.
And today it's a bit covered too.
Right.
Now.
The cloud cover.
Yeah.
So this may or may not be good because there's a lot of bees in there now. So ideally you beekeep right when the middle of the day when the foragers are out.
Yep.
So there's less bees to have to deal with, but it is what it is today. And like Bart was saying, I love looking at this. I mean, one thing that when I see bees going in there with pollen, I'm like, oh, that's so great.
Yep.
There's nothing weird really that I have to be concerned about. I mean, obviously going in an inspection, you have to do that, but if you see pollen going in, usually it's a decent sign.
Yep. Simple observations,
So the other thing that I've recently done, so this, as far as the opening here, I've recently just opened that up. People will say you don't have to do anything. I mean, some people just run it straight open all the time, but to help protect them and, so they don't get robbed out, you make it as small as possible, because then the guard bees only have to protect this area, or if it's this little opening, just that little area. But I opened it up recently because they were like when the sun's out and they're coming back in and they're moving out. I mean, there's a traffic jam right at the front there.
I watched this video about they drill holes in the super boxes so the bees come in and out during high flow honey season, and then the bees don't have to go all the way up.
Yeah.
Have you done
That's
that?
open to shoot there.
I haven't done that, but so I just switched over to this. These are migratory covers. They're easy because they don't hang over the side, so you can stack them close together. I moved my bees up to Blue Ridge to get sourwood like in June. So I just did that this year. I used to have the big ones that kind of went over the sides and all that, but those usually have like a vent hole in the inner cover. So you can open it up. So for your point, it vents out, but it also allows an entrance for the bees. So any other questions about the front here?
Release the bees.
Okay. So like I said, we'll go
Be
start.
careful, guys.
Yeah. This hive over here is relatively populated, but I think they're pretty mellow. So we should be safe with that one. So when you do an inspection, again, I only know this because I watch all kinds of YouTube videos, but basically a little puff in the front, it just kind of gets a little bit in the hive and calms them down a little bit.
Oh, plenty of note taking.
Yeah, I put my notes on here. I used to have like a booklet I'd put it in, but then I'd be down here beekeeping. Where's the booklet? Oh, it's up there. Oh, okay. So I just put notes on here just to see what I kind of saw last time and what I need to look for. So this one here on the 29th, queen right. So when I say queen right, I either saw the queen or I saw eggs. Ideally, you see both queen and eggs, which I did see. I saw a young larvae. Well, it says I couldn't see eggs, but I got in there after that, and I know there was eggs in there, I think. But yeah, it's like the history all the way back to October here.
You can do next year, paint it over and restart your notes.
So this goes back to August of last year, and it just kind of disappears perfectly on time. And then you crack the top, a little puff of smoke again. Give it a second. And then we're going to take a look. First thing that I do, and you should do, is just check the lid to make sure you're not putting your queen down on the ground or whatever. I don't see the queen. So
What if you did see the queen on the lid?
I just put her back in. Just make sure.
Physically, or just put the lid back on?
I've never seen the queen on the lid, but I can tell you one thing I have done. Gone through all the, where's the queen? Where's the queen? Where's the queen? And then sure enough, I take like 2 frames out. She's like crawling around on the frame that I already looked at like a half hour ago. So not that big a deal, but you just want to, make sure that you, if you get an opportunity to see the queen, that she's in a place you know where she is.
When do I get to fish?
We'll do that over there. So Now, right now, when I look in here, I see about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 frames of bees. When I say that, it's like you can see bees loaded up on both sides. And I think from last time I saw about 4 frames. So we've had some hatching or some emerging. I like to grab this second frame here. And then especially in the deep, you want I pull it out nice and slow so you don't roll your queen. And then you're looking for queen or you're looking for eggs. You're not gonna, this is gonna be kind of a food frame. You can see the pollen there.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of honey that looks like they're trying to fill in there. So more than likely you're not gonna see the queen on here. Now watch, she's gonna be right here. No.
No, yeah.
And then again, this is just some more capped honey. But that's their honey.
And by the way, one thing that you don't realize, you see the color of the comb here. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's with aging. Well, it's the bees walking over it because the one swarm I got last year was virgin white, beautiful, gorgeous comb. And over time, with the little patty feet, they go over, you know. They were super clean because this is the most hygienic place you could be. Hard to imagine, but
yeah,
you know, it's key to the hive.
So when I put this back together here, I did put a new frame in. So I'm interested. Oh no, this is new. So it was a built-out frame. So I just wanted to check to see if she's laying eggs in there, which we'll do that. This is a food.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Okay.
That's pretty.
So I think, Bart, this might have even been a frame that I froze from last year and then put it in here to help them.
Too quick.
Yeah.
Like that. I know.
But this is a perfect resource frame. Actually, the combination of these two, because that's got pollen and this has got honey.
And that helps in the season.
Yeah.
When you have a few of those in the freezer.
Okay, so more than likely, when you open a hive, you're not necessarily going to see the queen on the edges. Usually that's where the bees will store their food. When you start getting into the middle here is where you're going to start looking for the queen, really. And looking for eggs, looking for larvae. Okay, there's some capped brood right there. So capped brood, so 24 days from basically laying an egg to hatching a worker bee. So the fact that I think I did this over a month ago, I have a queen in here that's laying, and she's making lady bees instead of boy bees. So she's been mated. There's a boy bee though. Right here, the big one.
There goes the queen.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, good eyes.
So this is what I don't know who I was talking about, but basically, I'll put it back in there. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the new queen in here, and to me, she looks like she's not sure what she should be doing because she's very erratic, kind of jumpy. So there she is right there.
Yeah, there she is.
You see how she's, I mean,
I think she got like a California thing, like with these cars. That's all it is.
maybe. She looks a little more calmer than the last couple times I've seen her.
But she's very active, I must say. But
Yeah, so when I see that, I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I see eggs, because just because you have a queen
yeah,
doesn't necessarily mean you have a good mated queen.
yeah.
Why is she a different color?
That's just,
Brighter. The hormones, or
yeah, I mean, they made her from an egg frame that I pulled from another hive. So she might be just a different color because she's from a different lineage. Eventually,
And also, you got. Did you get bees from Bob Binney?
I lost Bob Binney's. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but
yeah.
he does the mix between Italian Cornelian, so and over time, you got all sorts.
Most of the time they are that amber color though.
Yeah.
They'll always kind of stick out amber.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to get up a little closer to see her? Maybe rotate through.
All right, Charlie, take your turn and then move aside so other people can see.
Yeah, like this. There she is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't get lost.
It does help.
No, I see that.
Want to get closer?
So yeah, she's right here. And the other thing she'll do, you notice that she just, if she's on a mission to go somewhere, she's going.
Yeah.
She'll go right over everyone else or
Yeah.
through everyone else, and the other ones will basically get out of her way.
Yeah.
The other
Do you
one is
have any
small
eggs
but
in this
look
one?
like a queen.
Which one?
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Well, tiny though. That's tiny.
Where'd she go? Did she go? Oh, here she is.
Yeah, there she is. You know what I call that? Establishing dominance. She walks over everyone, letting them know I'm the boss.
Yeah.
They lay eggs. I'm here doing the job.
So, okay.
Shooting.
So I can look in here and I see young larvae. So that means that she laid it probably a week ago, maybe?
Could I try to get a look
Yeah.
at the larvae? I know you need the sun to see it really
So it's in
well.
this area here. You see like a little horseshoe down at the bottom. And that'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then next thing you know, it'll look like that one that cap her over.
One way to tell the boy from a girl when they're in the caps is the boy.
Yeah, there's
looks like
eggs
a twin.
too. There's eggs along this side here.
Yeah.
And the girls are flat.
You want to see that? So
And the key thing is then, of course, to see the grub, because then you know, 3 days.
so where'd she go? Is she on the ground? Am I going to step on her?
No.
She probably went to the other side.
Well, wow.
We hope.
Yeah.
We hope.
You know what? Or if you choose, porque son más largos. They're longer.
Yeah, I'm going to put her in, and I know that she's here, and then we can kind of look at the other frames here.
And we know she has- she's laying.
Brush to gently.
Yeah.
Can you show her how?
I was going to pull some frames for honey, so you know what? If no one was around, I was just doing this, I'd be like, I'm fine. I saw eggs, I saw larvae, I saw the queen. I'm going to wrap it back up. There's no point in looking at any of this other stuff. But we're here taking a look, so we'll take a quick gander at least.
Yeah.
And what I've learned, when I first started, I was banging stuff around and the bees were always up in my face. You notice these bees are not really doing anything. Number one, there's not a lot here, but I move very slowly now and very deliberate. I change my gloves out. The big ones are great. They'll probably won't get stung, but your dexterity is screwed up. So
And over time they get
yeah.
soiled up. There we go.
So yeah, there's some more capped brood right there. There's some older larvae that they'll be capping soon. It's also got, there's a mix on this
Oh
one.
yeah, there's a good mix on this one compared to the other one.
You got honey up here, you got pollen, and then you got brood. So she's still figuring it out. That's not a perfect pattern, but maybe in a month she'll be laying perfect pattern. You see the bigger larvae in the middle there?
Just started or not? There's a dance.
Yeah, they have a tendency to want to get on there. Yeah, there's a lot of larvae on this side too, like all in here, like all that. So she's finding places.
It's just like you said, she gets in the rhythm all of a sudden,
Yeah,
and it's still early in the season,
yeah. So the cool thing is this was basically a dead out, and I just put eggs in there with some bees, and they made a queen. The queen flew out, got mated, came back, and she's laying eggs.
That's amazing.
Despite everything I tried to do to kill them, they've survived.
Perhaps there's a lesson in there.
Yeah,
But I like the thing you said about going slowly through things. It's not like molasses slowly, but when you see other beekeepers just banging in this and that and crushing more bees, well,
Right.
you get what you give. So
yeah. So that's a pretty good pattern there.
Nice, yes.
So,
Ooh, that's a big improvement.
So is that all brood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then a little honey.
A little bit of honey on the outside, and then there's still some larvae in the holes in the middle of it there. So she laid in there. Those are probably I don't know, a couple weeks old larvae. When do they cap it? How many days in?
I forget.
Do you know? 15 days.
15.
So that's
Nice. Yes.
a pretty good.
21 days.
Yeah, so 24 days, 7 to 14 days. So what's going to happen? Basically, when these hatch out, that's like 2,000 bees. So basically, in 3 weeks, if I don't put another box on here, they're gonna go, this is too small for me. So, and then probably, take off.
It's too crowded.
So if you do miss that week, like especially during this season, that you're going to be missing vital signs that your hive may or may not put on.
So now that you've seen that she has eggs in most of your frames,
Yeah.
would it be wise for you to go ahead and add another box?
I wouldn't right now. They say basically if you have
Rate
7 frames of bees, that's a good time. But to her point, you better not
on
wait
it.
too long, because 7 frames of bees could be 14 frames of bees in a week.
Yeah. Okay. Bart, could I give you the camera? I'm gonna. Who wants it?
Another food frame.
You'll take it? Okay.
Yeah, there's larvae. Yeah, this thing's. I got to keep an eye on this one.
Come on this side?
She's doing her job.
You want it? You gotta come on this side. This has like the. That's awesome.
And there's eggs where there's no, like up on this area here.
Yep. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a good little that out you have.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
it. Coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
So much.
Okay, so I'm going to close this one up.
Go black. I was gonna say.
So I'm going to go ahead and put my notes on here. What's today? The 5th?
Yes.
6th?
Thank you so much.
Okay. 4 or 5. So I'm going to mark that as queen right. So, because that right away, queen right, I know what that means. That means I saw at least eggs. This way, I saw eggs and I saw the queen. So I'm going to do queen right. Saw queen, eggs, larvae. Still plenty of food. But at this point, at this time of the year, you don't have to worry too much about a lot of food in the hive, because the flow is pretty much trickling on, so they'll find food. But I mean, I hear you talking to, but you don't want to starve them out. You don't want to leave them with nothing. But
when to start? I mean, it seems like, when do you know to start putting it on? Tomorrow when I do my inspection.
they're not even taking this. I've had this on here for too long, honestly, because this will ferment and they can get drunk too. But they're not even taking that. So I know there's a little bit of food in here, but I know they're bringing nectar in, because I'll see it in here. So they don't want anything to do with that. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of doing an early honey harvest. So if you want to watch that, I think she wants to sweep off some bees.
But right now they're
Okay, so there's not a lot of bees up here. I don't have a lot of confidence that there's much up there, but this second one.
The diary you got going on up there. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's like I said, I used to put it in a notepad, but it doesn't do any good.
We got to write it down immediately.
Yep. Oh, there's a hive beetle too. Stupid hive beetles. That's a dead hive beetle now. No, they're not good for the hive.
They'll live off of the bees and make the bees do more work.
Yeah.
They're kind of a parasite.
You know what parasite is? Okay, excellent. Bumped ya?
Yes.
So yeah, there's
That is something that fell on my shoulder.
There's a little bit of honey in here, but not a heck of a lot. So we're probably gonna, yeah, that's, I'm pretty sure.
Up in a month.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a bit in there, but it's not really that heavy.
What's the D stand for?
Dwayne. So what I did is I took, when I took my hives up to Blue Ridge, I went with a buddy of mine, another beekeeper. So we had a mix of everything. We just wanted to make sure that my super came home and his crappy super went to him. This is a little heavier, but I still don't think I want to pull from this one. So I'm gonna, you know what, actually put this one here. Yeah, my guess is these are not really ready. There's not a lot of bees up here, right? Well, this is a little heavier, but still not.
Try not to get this close, Sam. I'm showing you what not to do right now, okay?
Yeah, you want to stay away from the front for the most part.
Unless you've already been stung 10 times yesterday and you're on so much Benadryl it doesn't matter.
Is that one even got any weight to it?
Yeah, we're getting a little closer. This one.
That one. I think this one here too is a possibility.
Got.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah. So I'm okay. I think we're gonna take this one.
Oh, you're gonna take it?
Yeah.
There's something on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically just pulled out from the other side. So,
There's the middle. I don't think the honey matters as much.
no. Yeah, they're building this one out, so I'll move this one over.
Which way you want it?
You know what? Let me do this. Take the bees off. Here, you want to try to sweep these? So just be very gentle and just kind of move it over the top of the bees. There you go, just like that. That one that's in there, she'll come right out of there. She's in a hole, she'll be like, stop it. Go ahead and sweep it again. And again. They keep coming back, so I'll just shake it. I'll cover that up so the bees don't get back on there. Anything else?
What are you looking for? No, everything's pretty light.
Okay. Was this the one I was saying I was going to keep?
The first one. I think so. What are you going to keep it for?
I'm going to harvest it.
Oh, it's not capped though.
It don't matter.
Does it?
No. I'll dry it out. I'll cap it myself
Dry it.
with a dehumidifier and a fan.
Interesting.
So, and I found, at least from last year, when I checked this stuff, it was like 16%.
Oh, so I'm not bad anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
So it is a little soon, because I think last year they did have most of it capped, or at least a portion of it capped.
I've been doing this 5 years. Did not know.
Bob Benny does that to all his. He dries it all out. Yeah. There's going to be more bees here now.
Nice, we got bees. Beware. You got it? You want me to take it?
Yeah, you can grab that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely more in here. So I marked these because she had laid, I put this super on to feed them, and then she came up and laid in here. So I finally got to find the queen. I put her down below, and then I put my queen excluder on. Hopefully these have all hatched out and they're backfilling with honey, but we'll see. And that was 314, so a couple weeks ago, almost 3 weeks.
I caught 4 bees.
You did? Just now?
One bee was dying.
Yeah?
So I gave it water and food. And then I caught a bumblebee. And then I caught 2 other bees that were climbing the window in my garage.
Well, look at this teamwork.
You're not getting an MBC in a truck.
Did you know most of the bees that you find in your yard are camping out. They're older bees, so they're almost as old as you can get. And sometimes they just don't go back in the hive.
You smell it?
They might die.
It smells very floral.
So they stay out in the yard, so they die out in the flowers. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Oh, they're starting to cap that.
Oh, look.
Smell that. Smell that, honey. Very floral. Smells like a flower, like rose petal or
She
something.
wants to smell it.
You want to smell? Watch your nose. Remember I told you about your nose? There you go. You smell it?
Oh, you got brood on this one still.
Yeah. Why? Oh, I guess they're about ready to hatch.
Yeah, it's about to hatch. I bet you. Maybe we can see a baby bee in this one.
Yeah.
See if I can find one.
You go there.
So I'm going to keep this one too. This one's ready to come out.
That's a drone. See those bigger ones? Those are yep, they're growing out drones.
They didn't like that.
You watch your feet, okay? Make sure you on the feet. Oh, that's another bee. Go ahead and leave him alone. He's carrying around. Alright, so all those are babies, so nothing's hatching out. You know, I absolutely love that you are completely not drafting all the bee noise.
This is for the oxalic acid treatment. When you do the vaporizing, it basically, you pull that out and you can stick the wand or and then that's where the vapor goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that still had brood, right?
Yes, this one has brood.
No, I already got it, so. Oh, I got queen cells.
Ah! Oh, look. Is that eaten out? Who in the world's eating it? Oh, I wonder if she ate it from the bottom.
The bees didn't like what?
So why are they making queen cells?
Because they're either out of room or they didn't like the queen. I don't think these are super procedure. These are, yeah. So they want to leave this, take half the bees and leave. So,
which would be really hard to do from up here.
and I don't want to actually put this. I'm just going to kill them.
Yeah.
What didn't the bees like?
What's that?
What didn't the bees like?
Oh, it could be just the it's too small for them.
That's a real heavy one. I don't know if you want to do what you do. Now I learned something about the cells the other day. So
I know I talked about it, but like
I know.
You want to look at this one too?
Oh,
or?
so this one was actually viable.
Yeah, not anymore. So
So a lot of times the other queen will come along and kill it, but
Yeah.
because the queen probably couldn't get to it, they were working this one. She's still viable.
interesting.
The thing that's delivered,
Yeah.
But by the way, what do you call them again?
I don't think she's dead.
Horizontal fires.
Okay.
She might have been stung out. It's not moving.
Here, let me put this flat so I can lay the frames on it.
Oh,
That's okay.
careful with your critters.
Okay.
I think that was the one I looked at as a real heavy. So I didn't know if you were pulling frames right now or.
I think I'll let this one. No, they're starting to cap it. I'm going to steal this one too. Okay.
The sweeper left.
Yeah. You realize it wasn't that fun.
Did you get frosted?
I would let that out.
And I'm going to have to go.
He's like, you're good.
Okay, still.
You got an interesting frame here.
Still some brood on here. Oh my gosh.
Queen cells.
Queen cells on this one too.
Are there brood cells?
Yeah, so these are.
How'd the queen get up there?
So she was up
You've
there.
got one
I got one hatched out.
that or stayed or
So she.
did.
How did she get through your excluder?
Well, she didn't. She was. They basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a second. Nope, she killed her. It
Yeah.
was in there. So, do you want to try splitting any of these?
You know,
I mean, that one looks viable still. Those two might.
if I split it into a deep, they're gonna make a mess of the bottom of that frame.
Kill it
So
all?
yeah, I think kill it all. I mean, if they're there, they're in here too. So if I need to salvage any, I can do from there.
That's awesome. That is not a queen bee. That is a worker bee. So worker bees are what? Boys or girls? You know this.
Basically,
In
a
a
worker.
beehive, they're all
Have you found a
girls.
queen in this top yet? For those.
That's
for that
okay.
frame
You might
top?
not have.
No, I found the
say
queen
that.
and she was down here. So
Oh, okay.
because with the excluder on, so a while ago.
Okay.
This I think is from the eggs that were in there. Although you know what, the timing just doesn't seem right.
To me, just seeing all that drone cells, a worker is laying, or there's a worker laying eggs in that frame.
Huh.
But they've
That would
made a
suck.
queen cell for it. But the queen, if you don't see a queen up here, that's a wild frame.
There shouldn't be because again, I saw her down here.
Yeah.
But you might have a spare queen.
You very well could have like a spare queen from. Did you put any old frames in here, or like from other?
No, not you mean from down here?
No, from
For the super?
Yeah. From
No.
supers.
No, it was either front straight from the freezer, or actually I put this one on to feed them. So there was frames from the freezer in fall, and then I left it there. I saw that she was laying in there, and for a while I was keeping an eye on her because I couldn't find her. I wanted to make sure it was down below before I put the excluder on. So I did do that, but the timing,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's an awesome frame to see. Like that is all drone.
Yeah, it's
Do you
crazy.
see this one? Yeah. All right. It's the same on the other side. You want it?
Yeah, I kind of want to.
She's like, I'm enamored. I haven't quite seen one. It's very messy. I would take that out myself. Scrape the whole thing.
Yeah,
They're all new
that's
too.
really not supposed to happen.
No, not to this extent, but it does happen all the time.
I'll put this one back in there.
Did you want her to brush that one?
I'm gonna put it back so it can stay that way.
Is there loosen that one up.
Oh, thank you.
I gotta go in 5 minutes, so she's gonna help you with these last two.
Okay.
What would make them all?
The yard is beautiful. You've done amazing.
Oh, thank
Amazing
you.
work. He does want you to sweep that. So, you know what? Let me try and get a couple of them off.
So they do get messy.
Oh, you're gonna keep this one? This is all right.
No. That one's going back. That one's
back
going.
in?
Yeah, back
Okay.
in.
I am sorry. I was wrong.
Was it always Lady Rachel?
No, they sometimes your workers will kind of get tricked.
Aw, how sweet is that?
In certain ways, just different times in the season, and they'll pack out a frame like this because they can never go to the solution with the drones. But
Oh, this one's heavy.
Yeah, this one's heavy too, but I think there's still brood popping out of there, so I'm gonna leave this.
Well, this one's getting capped.
Yeah.
If you're hanging on to the others, that's as good, if not better.
Oh yeah.
right, I think he's trying to find her now. She might be on that one. He has.
Is that off? Is that mess?
You don't see any eggs in there, do you?
I don't see any eggs.
Or larvae?
All just drones.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that might be left over from. That's too long.
Yeah.
That's an awful big one right here.
Yeah, it's way too long.
Yeah, that's a drone.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a thank you. That's a drone too. That one probably just emerged.
If they're both really big, you just kind of go by the eyes and color.
Yeah, you want to go by color? You're gonna almond shape or like a I'm gonna get one.
Sorry, I should have warned you.
I shouldn't have taken my bell off. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Dude, that's a really cool super.
Yeah, I don't
I kind of
know.
love it.
I don't know how to read that yet. It's you think you're reading it, but then it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, thank you for allowing us to come see. That was very
Absolutely. Yeah, anytime.
helpful. You have a really nice setup.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys got bees yet or not yet? Okay, that's my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday!
Happy B-Day,
Thinking of
yeah.
you. We're forgetting them.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Call you for your help.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. That's, I don't know if you guys got a card from me in my YouTube channel and all that. Yeah.
I think I'm
Yeah, I like it.
subscribed.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, you can reach out. My email's on there too if you have any questions, or I'll steer you in the wrong way.
Awesome.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah, you bet.
It was really nice to meet you. Thank
Bye.
you. I'm sure we'll be talking.
Yeah, that's take care.
Oh no, that's like
Yeah, that's wild.
I will be up whenever.
Phoenix flew added on the 24th, so there's still time.
Yeah,
So there could have been eggs or larvae in there on the 24th, and that's what's hatching out now.
that's crazy.
So I'm gonna harvest this one.
Thank you for coming. Good luck with the bees.